What up?
What's going on, ladies and gents?
This is Shooting the Shit with Ace and Zeus.
And we're live.
We're just two guys from Southside Chicago, man. Talking about our life experiences and just whatever's going on. Cover everything from A to Z.
Baby.
Yeah, man, so...
Hello there, Chicago.
Fucking Chicago. It's crazy, a lot of shit's going on right now in the world, in the country, in our own city. But
we should always cover our city first in particular.
Definitely, man.
So Ace, hit him with them facts. Let's see what's going on in the city this week.
Man, we're just looking at the weather. Nah, man, we're not doing none of that bullshit here. But
it was pretty shitty weather today.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty weather. But we just noticed that Chicago is actually going down in shootings, man. The number of people being shot this year is around like 1,239 to be exact, and it's actually, you know, a lot less, maybe around almost 400 than last year. So
that's
even though we're seeing all these killings and all that shit, I mean, it's a little less than last year, man. We could always.
There's a good improvement, you know.
Something.
Put the guns away, guys. We don't want people getting killed. There's people always getting killed. Innocent bystanders, kids, I think in particular. I believe there was a little girl shot earlier this week. And
I think that shit died down, right? With that fucking... With all that stuff going on, with them people missing, kidnappings and all
yeah,
that. I mean, I've heard none of that.
definitely
Social
died
media
down,
was like fucking in around for a while.
It was off the charts.
For a while.
Every day, just about every day last week, you were hearing about a missing woman and the guy's still at large.
That's what
and everything.
I'm saying.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Well, it definitely went down. Crime went down, which is good. It's always a plus. We do want to hear that that these things are going around, and you know, it's not super bogus outside. Ace, do you like tattoos, bro? You have any?
Yeah, man, I got a few. Just, you know, some on my wrist and some on my chest and shit like that. I haven't really got a lot. I've been wanting to get a sleeve and stuff like that, though, man. But it's a work in progress, guys.
Me too, bro. I'm definitely working on that as well. One of the tattoos that I'm looking forward to later in the future. Quite a few people out there have it. It's the Chicago flag.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
It's a beautiful.
One thing I was thinking about though, man. Check this out. People, if you think about this shit, and if you ever hear this, you know, just try to picture what I'm saying real quick. Imagine the Chicago skyline, right? Just the silhouette of the Chicago skyline. It's all red, and it's on the Chicago flag instead of, you know, it's 4 Chicago skylines instead of the stars. That would look sick. We're gonna, you know,
that'd be pretty dope. I'd put that on a hat.
I put that on fucking anything.
I put that on my waffle.
Where's
bro.
that lady saying from fucking?
Somebody make me
sauce.
a pancake with that symbol, bro.
Fuck.
Well, for the people out there that do have the Chicago flag on their clothing, on their body,
do you know what the fuck it means?
Do you know what it means?
And this is just small ass little history lesson, man.
Just a small one, just a couple facts out there.
We actually asked, just like out of nowhere, we started asking people real quick, like, yo, you know, you guys know what the Chicago fucking flag means, or do you know how it looks like? And a lot of people are really, really prideful of Chicago, but they don't know
anything about the history of the flag. I always say that if you're
all immigrants, by the way.
If you're gonna have something on you, you know what it means. So, for starters, the Chicago flag, for those who don't know, the white stripes on the Chicago flag represent the north side, the west side, and the south side, and that's from top to bottom.
Which is the blank spots, actually.
Yes.
I thought they were blank. Right?
They look kind of white to me. The blue stripes represent... Ace, what would you say is blue is out here, bro?
Fucking the water in your motherfucking rivers.
You're fucking right, bro.
That's right.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the
sky,
Lake
bro.
Michigan and Chicago River, and the stars, the 6-pointed stars on our flag, are Fort Dearborn, That's number 1. Number 2 is the Chicago Fire. Number 3 is the Columbian Expo of 1893.
The
And
World's
the
Fair.
4th, yes, and the Century of Progress Expo.
The second World Fair.
Yes, that is what your Chicago flag means. And for those who are wondering who created this beautiful flag, his name was Wallace Rice, and it was created in 1917.
So shout out to that, guys. You guys got it all tatted on your fucking arms and on your necks and shit.
Got it
know
on
what
your
it
clothes.
means, man.
Rep
We
that
ain't-
shit,
We ain't
man.
trying to teach nobody no fucking, history lessons
We're
all
not
day,
telling-
but
We're
man,
not telling
know
you
your
guys
shit.
to
If
take
you're-
it off.
Right, if you're Chicago, man, know your shit. Be prideful. In other fucking news, though, these fucking assholes, because Chicago is a bunch of crooks anyways, we can love our city, but then hate it at the same time, because these fuckers are talking about raising the vehicle registration up from $100 to $578.
That's ridiculous.
That's 472%.
As if we don't pay enough taxes
Right.
already.
Or fucking dude, come on. Are
Dude,
you fucking serious?
dude.
100 from $100 to $500 fucking dollars.
Remember when I told you I got my truck and when I got my city sticker? How
Oh, that was
expensive,
bullshit.
dude! How expensive the city sticker
Why,
was?
dude, why
I
is
paid like
it-
$100 more for my city sticker.
No, but I'm saying though, why is it that pickup trucks or stuff that it's more like, you know what? Dishwasher Ed has a pickup, right? Among like probably a fucking shitload of other cars and dishwashers and whatever the fuck he rides and camels and
magic
shit.
carpets and
Right? Whatever the fuck.
torpedoes.
But anyways, this truck, I remember, dude, it was just a magnet for tickets, bro.
Oh
This
my
truck
God.
was just fucking magnet. He'd walk out off after me and him getting some fucking tacos or something, and bam, ticket. He'd turn around, go tie his shoe, look back to his truck, bam, ticket. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking weird, dude. But at the same time, the fucking plates for that thing, dude, anything you can make money off.
They're
wanna tax
taxing
you
it.
on.
They're taxing it.
You want to carry someone's fucking furniture? Yeah, well, fuck you, dude. Pay me. A nickel goes down on the park. I want in. That's how these fuckers think, man.
Dude, the first day I got my truck, the very first day I bought it was earlier this year in February. And when I got there kind of late because I bought it in Maryville. And dude, when I got there, I didn't have plates on it, didn't have a garage to store it in or anything. And what do? I parked directly behind this dude. Literally, I mean kissing his fucking ass on his bumper of his car. Then luckily, some guy parks right behind me. I run out of my truck and I catch him and I'm like, bro, can you do me a huge favor? He's like, what's up, man? I was like, dude, can you park as close as possible to my truck at the back end as much as you can? And he's like, what the fuck, why?
What?
And I'm like, dude, I don't got plates. I just bought this truck. I don't have a garage. Dude, can you please do me that favor? And he's like, oh, dude, I got you, So literally my car is literally impaled between two cars. First thing in the morning is, bro, what do you think happened to me?
You had a ticket?
I got a fucking ticket, bro. Got a fucking ticket. And it's crazy. I'm like, how the fuck can they ticket me without a fucking license? You know what they ticketed me on? The fucking VIN number. They got the VIN number. They got the fucking VIN number. They ticketed me.
But you know what it is? It's not like a cop car just strolled by and you know what I'm saying, noticed that she got out of his car. They have these vans, these white panel vans that have cameras all on the top of them. And as they cruise by, they literally cruise by. I've seen them early in the morning when I'm going to work. They cruise by the street and they're taking pictures of all the license plates.
Oh my god.
Partial pictures. It's taking pictures of everything. If it can get a VIN number, it's gonna get a VIN number. If you guys want to look up those cameras and all that, man, they're pretty expensive, man. They're like high-powered cameras and shit. I mean, you're not gonna fucking see like microscopic shit on them or whatever, but I'm just talking about like for whatever they're being needed. It's working, man. These guys are just cruising by slowly. I want to throw a brick at that fucking van.
So let me get this straight. They got all this money for these
ticket
cameras
people,
and shit,
right.
but they ain't got money to put in these schools, and they want to raise these motherfuckers $1.
They're closing so many schools and making them private just so these rich fucks can just keep making money, man.
You can just thrive off of this shit, man. This shit ain't right.
Yeah,
Speaking of kids, if you
Man.
live under a fucking rock,
Where the fuck have you been?
where have you been? So the trending topic around the world, or at least in this nation, this pitiful nation that we like to call the United States of
Right
America.
Man, fuck
Right
Donald
now.
Trump, man.
Fuck Donald Trump. Look, I'm an American. Yes, I'm Mexican American. But first, I am an American. And what's going on in this country right now is, dude, it's fucked up, bro. It's horrible.
Just because they say they're stopping it,
they got
don't
these
mean
kids
it's
in
done.
cages, bro.
Yeah,
They got these
Dude, but
kids
just
in
because they
cages.
say they're stopping it doesn't mean it's done, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
like
this
they're
is far from
They're
over.
still locked. There's still kids, fucking in cages, man. It's still fucked up.
These are crimes against humanity, bro. These are
Oh,
crimes
man,
against humanity.
definitely, dude.
This is a premature Holocaust. Some people may
They
argue.
they went missing. Those fucking kids went missing, dude.
What do you
it was
think?
over like 1,200 kids or something like that.
No, bro.
they were misplaced.
No. Oh, misplaced? Now I don't have the number for misplaced, but it is documented that over 2,300 kids are in cages right now,
Wow.
if not more.
That's
2,300
fucking
cages,
ridiculous.
if not more.
You,
Now-
have you ever seen Schindler's List?
No, I have not. I've heard of it.
So there's this scene. It's a pretty famous scene where this little girl. The whole movie is in black and white. The whole movie.
You know, I
But
think I
only,
did see it.
Only specific scenes do they have color, like I think the candles when they're lit. Just specific scenes, but there's a real notable scene where there's this little Jewish girl in a red coat.
Oh, man.
That little girl in the red coat is pretty much famous, man, just for being, a symbol, I guess of like the Holocaust, I'm assuming. But they had a cutout of the little girl, and then they had a little girl in the red sweater locked up in a cage, screaming and all that stuff. They're just trying to make a comparison, and they weren't reaching, man. When I saw that picture, I was like, man, they're in cages, man. What the fuck? They're just trying to come here and make a better life, and they just got locked up. That makes no sense. Dude, if it wasn't for people like that, I wouldn't be here. My pops was an immigrant. My pops can
So
tell
was my
you,
father.
He can tell you stories of like maybe 4 or 5 times. He says he might not even remember how many times he actually crossed over, because he started crossing over the border when he was 18. And he said when he was 18, and I'm not sure when he was, I know he was born in 52, so if you guys want to make the calculation of what year that was, but he was telling me stories how like he would have to go through these like little small tunnels, and as you go deeper, as you keep going forward and forward, these tunnels got smaller, and by the time that you're on like almost all the way out, you're pretty much just being able to like slide yourself off the floor, because the walls were pretty much all over, like they're on your back. I mean, there was
You're basically
it was too
caving
small.
in.
So he said when you got to the end, it's not like you can like flip around. You had to land on your head.
Oh,
You know what I'm
my
saying?
God.
It was crazy shit like that. Like no water. My dad has a lot of horrible stories about stuff like that, man. And if it wasn't for people like that, though, like I said, I wouldn't be here. You guys wouldn't be listening to this stuff. And I think we need to talk about some of those experiences, man. People crossed the fucking desert. The desert. With just a gallon of water and some food, man. Carpet shoes.
And the thing that people tend to forget is that, yeah, a lot of these people are like, well, they're coming here illegally, they're here illegally, they're criminals. These are people coming into this country to get a better life. They're escaping their country. If anybody's ever been to Mexico, it's not the best place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. A lot of the parts of Mexico are beautiful. I've been a lot.
Oh my god.
I've been there as a kid. I haven't been there since I was 12, but from what I recall, the food was amazing. The culture was amazing. It's
Hey, you know
beautiful out there.
Just one thing I want to add though, people are so much friendlier.
They tell you good morning.
Right.
You don't even know them.
No, you don't even know them.
They just tell you good
morning.
morning.
That's one of the things I brought back from that. There's a lot of like this cartel news and stuff like that going on with Mexico. So you think that if you go over there as a visitor, you're gonna get picked up or something like that. But if you're in a nice part and you don't sell fucking drugs, you ain't got nothing to worry about, man.
Yeah.
But aside from that, people are just like, as a society, are just so much nicer. They're really, really nice to the elderly.
Especially the
They'll
parts.
give up a seat. All that.
Especially the parts that aren't like touched by the cartel, because there's a lot of them, and people assume that the whole country is overrun by cartel.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Especially where my father's from. It's Etzatlan in Jalisco, and the only thing I recall from that place was the friendliest people. There was a barbershop right across the street from my grandfather's house, and I got my hair cut all the time. I still remember the guy's face. Do I remember his name? Absolutely not. You know what? It just came to me. His name was Freddie. His name was
Mexico,
Freddie.
Bro?
Yeah, his name was Freddie.
He's
Yeah.
fucking bad.
I want to say that dude spoke English, but I'm not sure. But that guy cut my hair there, and he lived across the street.
I knew a guy named Jeremy.
In Mexico.
Fuck you. You know how they pronounce that?
How do you say that in Spanish?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. That sounds so whack.
Let's go to Walmart.
That sounds like Guillermo.
Guillermo.
It sounds so whack. But yeah, guys. Yeah, these people are escaping. Basically a poor life just to make a better life out here, and sometimes they don't have the money to be a citizen and whatnot, and a lot of times they do stay here illegally. And
but you know what?
No, go ahead, Ace.
I mean, when we're thinking about, because I mean, what all this, we're gonna bring it back to the main topic, which is those kids. I mean, like, yeah, they're all trying to escape a better, horrible.
Well, it's
way
not that
of
the
living,
kids. It's not the.
you know
It's
what
not
I'm
the kids escaping. The kids are being separated from their parents, Ace.
No, right. So what I'm trying to say is that it's like the families are trying to escape the horrible way of life they're living right now, because it's not like they're getting shot at every day, but it's you don't have enough money to buy food because there's no work. So that's what it is, right? So they come up here and they get locked up, and that's where I'm trying to come. That's what the point I'm trying to come to right now is that it's like, how the fuck is that fair, bro? How is that fair? Like send them back. I'm okay with that. If you want to be a racist, whatever, send them all back.
Send them all back.
That's cool, man.
Send them all back.
Send them back equally how they came.
As a whole,
come on.
as a whole. But you are literally stripping
children.
these kids of the parents that you grew up with. Now picture this: Republicans or people who are against this. Let's say that your kid was stripped away from your bosom, dude. Somebody that that's basically your little best friend. Let's say they're stripped away from you. How would you feel? Dude, these parents...
If little Chastity went missing, bro,
they're horrified.
The whole fucking nation would go crazy.
I watched the video where the guy is literally just waiting by his phone all day, waiting to hear a phone call from his kid. Now, these kids are in cages, and I read a report where there was I want to believe it was like a 12-year-old girl. I could be wrong on the age, but she was basically watching over a 4-year-old girl and changing her diaper. She had to teach the other kids around to know how to change a baby's diaper.
So they have babies?
Yes, dude. They're in there as young as 4. So I want to say 3 to 4 years old. They're in there with these other kids.
Okay, so they got babies like all right. So where I'm trying to get to is that
I believe they have them in a group.
They have like 3 to 4. Yeah. They have those ages. But I was seeing a report where they're saying that they had a tender age care facility where they had actual infant babies. They're stripping the actual babies.
Like,
that's
months.
Fucking
I'm talking months old,
bro.
I'm talking months old. Oh my god,
that's monstrous, bro.
That's horrible.
Because right now, if anybody has a baby, especially a baby like an infant,
you care that thing. You care for that thing, that being like no other.
It needs the mother, dude. As much as like, as just skin on skin contact, which now scientifically they're doing. It's proven to increase like what is it, like maybe heat and. Anyways, I'm not trying to get all into that.
Well, the whole point of it is for you.
It's a maternal instinct to be with your child.
To be with your child.
To be with your baby.
And to strip them away.
Oh my god,
dude, that's horrible. Me and Ace are both fathers.
Yeah. I would never.
Our kids are really young,
Man.
so we know, and we're pretty refreshed on our memory as our kids.
Right, they're not
very
that
young.
They're not that.
And
old.
the thought of being away from our kids now. It is horrible, dude.
Nah,
what would you do?
I'd fight to the end.
Dude, I'd fucking kill somebody. I'd strangle somebody. Yeah, they'd have to kill me too. They'd have to kill me too.
I'd be
dead. I'd be fucking dead. Yeah,
not gonna take
I'd be
my
dead
kid,
because
bro.
I'd kill every fucking guy that's restraining me from getting to my kid. Now, the thing that I'm respecting right now, because for a while it was looking like this country is a joke. There is 14 states as of right now that are pulling back or not sending troops.
All the governors, right?
Yes, the governors. They're not sending
all 14
their National Guard to the border at all. Some have pulled their troops back. They actually sent them and pulled them back. Others are not sending them at all. Now, the ones that that recalled this are. I believe number one that are pulling back troops are Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, and I actually have a tweet here from the governor of Virginia. Today I'm recalling the National Guard soldiers and one helicopter from Arizona. Virginia will not devote any resource to the border enforcement actions that support the inhumane policy of separating children from their parents. The other ones that won't be sending troops are Maryland, North Carolina, Colorado, Delaware, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New York, Rhode Island,
among
Oregon.
The other
yes, these
things,
are
man.
not going to be giving aid. They will not be giving aid to what's going on. So Donald Trump, fuck you. They are not supporting this cause. And even though he's
and you know what, that list keeps growing though, you know, because he didn't mention all those things, because it's a pretty decent sized list, but at the same time that list is growing, and the people that aren't, you know, backing the pretty much as a sign of just
we're not supporting something that's inhumane,
right,
that are crimes against humanity.
Exactly, but I say whoever doesn't pretty much side with all the other governors on this matter specifically is a fucking racist.
Yeah, you want to know? You want to know the thing
racist.
that I noticed about the list of these states, bro? Not one of those states, except for maybe one, we're all southern states. Where's Alabama? Where's South Carolina? Where's Florida? Where's Louisiana? Nah. They all didn't say shit. You want to know why? Because the guys running those states are fucking racist.
Yeah.
And for the people that want to sit there and be like, no.
They're salty. They got all their fucking Confederate statues.
You guys
down.
still support this whole Confederate flag shit. Yeah, man. Nah. When I see that one of those states is gonna pull back troops and be in support of not separating families, then you know what? I'll give you guys a go and you guys will change my mind. And in other news of other people in the country that do want to help the situation are the airlines.
Yeah, man, they're putting out a lot of statements because there is speculation saying that that these children were being transported on public flights, basically with agents as you know as their custody or whatever. So, but these airlines are actually making statements on probably Twitter and all that, right? You know,
for example, several U.S.-based airlines had asked the federal government Wednesday to refrain from using their airlines to transport migrant children separated from their families, saying that the controversial Trump administration practice does not align with their values. In other words, they do have a conscience.
Right.
They do have morals.
Hey, you know
this
what?
is fucking wrong.
That first guy that you read to, I'm pretty sure his last name was Munoz, right? The CEO. of that last statement at the end.
Oh
of
no,
that?
no, no. This statement was actually from an article, but I do
okay.
have a statement from Tyler Q. Holton, and he's from American Airlines. It's unfortunate that American Air. No, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. His tweet says it's unfortunate that American Airlines, United, and Fly Frontier no longer want to partner with the brave men and women of the DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security, to protect the traveling public, combat human trafficking, and to swiftly reunite unaccompanied illegal immigrant children with their families.
Who is that guy?
Tyler Q. Holton.
Is that I'm saying though? Who the fuck? Who does he? Is he just some stranger?
I
Just a
believe
comment?
I believe
Oh,
so. This is a
fuck
tweet.
that
This
guy.
is a tweet
Nah,
he put out.
fuck. I thought it was like some representative of like a airline or something.
No,
like
no,
that.
but I
Fuck
do
that
I
guy.
do have one from United Airlines, and United Airlines states that at United Airlines we have been concerned about reports that commercial airlines have been used to transport immigrant children separated from their parents by a newly implemented immigration enforcement policy. Based on some research we have done internally and public reports, we have not seen evidence that these children have been flown on United aircraft. Based on our serious concerns about this policy and how it's deep conflict with our company values, one contracted federal officials to inform that they should not transport immigrant children on United aircraft have been separated from their parents. Our company's shared purpose to connect people and unite the world. This policy and its impact on thousands of children is in deep conflict with that mission, and we want no part of it. That was Oscar Munoz, CEO
Oscar
of
Munoz.
United Airlines.
That's what I was
Yes.
like, man. I remember I read a quote from one of them, and I was
Yes,
like,
that
dude,
was
this
him.
guy's fucking Mexican, dude.
Yes,
Like,
and
whatever the
we
fuck
need
he
leaders
is.
like this guy
Yeah, I mean,
to step up to the plate.
And I'm pretty sure they have some saying in like the economic stuff, especially. I mean, obviously they're on airlines, so he can make an impact. You know, those guys got a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a good thing they made a move like this, because, dude, this is wrong. This is just flat out wrong, dude. And since then, I believe that Donald Trump has made an executive order where he's going to stop the separation of families, but who knows how that's
the
going
fuck
to,
that means.
however
I mean,
that's going to go. Because
it took him a while to do. It's gonna take him a while to do anything.
Because he
really.
says he's still going to enforce the whole border shit, you know, and apparently he's still for it, but I heard the reason why he put this order out was because his whole cabinet, a lot of Republicans, his daughter, and Melania Trump have all told him, like, yo, bro, they're fucking separating kids from their families. It's kind of flat out
Shit,
wrong.
You think he didn't know that guy? He knew.
I'm pretty
bro.
sure he's feeling
He
the pressure.
signed- You know what? Fuck that, man. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm
He's
always
feeling the
think-
pressure of
I'm
people, of
always
his
thinking
own
of him,
people starting
like,
to hate him,
doing
bro.
some evil shit, having an evil agenda, cause whatever. But
Time to put the
he
foil
knew
cap
about
on.
that. Right, man. Get my fucking tinfoil
The
hat.
tinfoil caps
put
on.
that motherfucker on.
Full effect.
Because you know what, man. That's what I'm thinking. Is that they all have an agenda. You know, he knew. They know what the fuck is going on, man. It's not like, you know, they got some wild cowboys out there just rattling up fucking immigrants. And here we go, folks, in Texas. No, motherfucker. This was an order. These are orders given. These guys are following orders. They're soldiers, man. They're not just some backcountry fucks that you know have nothing better else to do but to round up people. Like these are soldiers. Our soldiers given orders to do these things. So, given that an account, who gave them the orders? Go up the ladder, and at the end of the day, fucking Trump knew all along. All along, these kids were in cages like fucking kennels. And you know, man,
And
I
I believe
hate talking about this guy because it riles me up, man.
it riles everybody up.
And
But
I just fucking have just such a far, distinct, like, it's not even, it's a hate, but it's like a hate that's far away, you know, because I don't know the guy.
it's a special kind of
Yeah, right,
hate.
It's a special kind of hate.
It's a special kind of hate.
It's a special kind of hate,
You know,
for sure.
Ace, you're not a big Star Wars fan, but for those that are, has anybody ever seen Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3? Well, this was in kind of relation to when Emperor Palpatine took power in office, and the very first thing he did was execute Order 66. For those that don't know, like my man Ace right now, Order 66 is an order that he puts out where he commands all his troopers to kill off all the Jedi in the galaxy.
Wow.
This sounds a lot just like it. President Trump, I don't even know why I'm calling him the president, man. I'll slap myself for it.
Dick Stain Donald
Fucking
Trump.
Dick Stain Donald Trump put out Order 66 for all these Mexicans, man. You want to know something else, Ace?
Is it just for Mexicans though, or is it for everybody?
Dude, it's for immigrants, but we all know
right,
which
right,
ones are getting
right.
targeted.
Let's be real.
You know what, dude? In relation of all this, and you know, this ridiculous shit, I was just sitting myself. I was sitting at work today. I was bored, and I thought to myself, dude, I really want to quit my job, and I really want to pursue a career in the Space Force, bro. I want to go fight aliens.
Oh shit, bro.
I want to go fight aliens, bro.
Man, this fucking idiot. So first of all, it makes you question, right? At the end of the day, what the fuck this guy knows? First of all, that we don't know. Do the Russians or do the Chinese have actual Space Force out there, and we're just catching up?
We don't know.
Or, you know, who the fuck knows? This is all, I mean, most likely classified. All this stuff, you know, from the 60s, fucking John F. K. shit just came out. Come on.
Yeah.
So when you take that in perspective, you're also thinking about, like, all the stuff we don't know. It's like, man, Space Force, guys.
So we're going out there fighting aliens.
In space.
So now, do we not only have battles with other countries, let alone battles in our own country? Now we're gonna go fight fucking aliens. You know what, man? I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. If I do intend on quitting my job and going to fight aliens, bro, I'm scared one day I'm gonna fucking have a xenomorph popping out of my chest, bro.
Bro, who the fuck knows what be fighting out there? You know what, man? I've always thought about this, and again, I still got my hat on. I believe in aliens, man. I believe something's out there. I'm not... Man, there's a lot that we can get into, because there's just a lot of stuff, you know, when it comes to, like, religion and stuff like that. But to keep it with the Space Force, we're not fucking fighting aliens, guys.
I know I'm not.
If there is an...
I better get paid top dollar.
If there is an interdimensional fucking being...
I better get paid NBA money.
Right, they flew
NBA
millions...
money.
You figure, though, that flew millions and billions of light years to get here, you know? Because they're not from fucking our next-door neighbor star. If they flew that long, they have interdimensional technology and all this stuff. When you think about that, we're not gonna fight some fucking aliens. They would just disintegrate us just by maybe just... At this point, they could probably just consciously just look at us and just fucking disintegrate everybody on Earth. So we're talking about... We're fighting some other human fucking... Oh man, we're all fucking apes. Human apes, another fucking monkey up there.
We're just literally a bag of blood, bones, and who knows, dude? You just might
fucking
hear
chimps. We're all chimps, man.
You're just gonna hear like that one blast, bro, and then we'll just disintegrate to nothing, you know.
Yeah, that's if we're fighting aliens. But, I mean, fucking Space Force. Who does this shit like that, you know? We barely have money. You're hearing all this shit with potholes in Chicago and just the infrastructure in Chicago. And this is just one major city in America that we have no fucking money to feed these people and the city and the infrastructure. And you want to fucking make an extra branch of the military that involves you going up and spending millions of dollars to go up into space.
Can you imagine just being on the moon and you're on like your first mission and all you hear is and you know you hear another one and you're like, oh man, and your head is just off. Your head gets blown up.
It's a fucking alien sniper and shit, bro, man. Who the fuck knows, dude? Who knows what's up there, to be honest?
Then you go back and you make a rap, you know, let's say you watch your boy just get clapped by an alien, and you go out and you make a mixtape, you know.
We're getting all crazy with the sound effects here.
Yeah, and you know, you write a rap about your boy getting clapped by an alien. But to not lose topic with this stupid ass Space Force stuff, another thing that happened in the world today is that Canada legalized weed. This is the second country in the world to legalize it.
Yeah,
Ace,
and we gotta bring up aliens and weed together, man. All day. So, dude, if I really could, I'd honestly just move away probably, and you know, if I had money, I guess I'd move away and go to Canada. I mean, aside from the fact that they have beautiful fucking healthcare, man, it's just entirely free. They pay you money after a medical stay. If you stay there for a few days, they pay you money for your taxi in Canada, so you can go home. They're not taking money from you there at all. I mean, that's just a beautiful society, dude. And I mean, let me correct myself. There's very, very nice aspects of different societies that would work. Imagine an amalgamation of all those little aspects, though. Like just grab a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit of there. I mean, you'd make a perfect country, but who the fuck is smart enough to do that, to be honest? It's kind of tough to trust anybody, let alone when you start doing that, you get into, like, basically the cult. Because you start praising a certain person, you start thinking about how this person is the smartest person on earth because you got all these people together and whatnot. So, I mean, that's how that cult stuff happens, dude. And I want to, you know, sound like a broken record, but wild, wild country, dude. And that's a small fucking documentary, but it shows you how deep all that shit can get. You know, how I'm not even sure if it's called cultism or something like that. Would it be called cultism, Zeus?
I believe.
Right.
Man, I don't know the correct word for it, but I know for a fact it's a cult. It's, I don't know the isms,
Right.
but it would be classified under cult somehow. Anyways, with that being out the way with Canada, I'd like to bring up the murder of Triple X Tentacion.
I didn't even want to talk about this guy, but you know what? Upon some actual research, I looked this up, and he was an activist of a lot of stuff, man. He was an activist of mental health and depression. So I didn't fuck with his music. I ain't gonna stunt. I didn't really like the guy because as soon as you start looking at people like that, you know, you see, I mean, off the bat, you look at his fucking hair and you look at his face, bunch of tats. And I'm old school, man. I like Pac. I like Biggie and shit. So
yeah, well,
looking at that guy is just, what's going on with you, dude? You already see him like, what the fuck is wrong with, like, Tekashi? Who colors their hair rainbow?
Well, the thing with Triple X Tentacion was, dude, I have literally no music to the guy, like, dude, nothing. I really didn't care who he was, and you know, when I got the news, I'm like, man, who is this guy? And it just shows you how people who claim to listen to rap and they listen to hip hop, and you know, you hear that
fake ass shit,
you
right?
hear that guy come up, and you're like, what? Who? You know? But it just shows how the people that do claim that they listen to hip hop are just ignorant to the fact that because these guys, you know, wear the fruity hair shit and all that, and we just turn a blind eye and just automatically think they don't rap. But I have,
or they're mumble rappers, right?
Or they're mumble rappers, you know. And I have talked to a couple peeps and read a couple articles, all stating that this guy was somebody that was a voice for the younger people, dude. A lot of people call this guy the next Tupac, bro.
Oh, man.
Which
No,
I thought was
laughable.
I thought that was laughable.
Shit. No,
I thought that was laughable.
Yeah, right.
Thought that
Who
was
the fuck
laughable.
calls this fucking asshole the
first
Tupac
of all,
of this generation?
Who calls anybody Tupac, the next Tupac? This is just,
Man,
it's
that's
like
tough,
calling
man.
anybody the next Michael Jordan,
Fuck
bro. It's
outta
just
here.
straight up disrespectful. But yeah,
When they try to make comparisons like that, you gotta think about shit like that. Fuck you, dude.
yeah, fuck you guys.
Tupac.
But yeah, apparently to a lot of people, this dude was a lyricist as well.
Man, but
Never
you know
really
what?
listened to him. If I had a whole day to do nothing with myself,
I wouldn't listen
with
to
no
that fucking
kid,
guy.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd give him a listen
You give him that fucking-
just to see what people are
Fuck
talking
outta
about.
here.
Just to see what people are
Man,
talking about.
I'm not trying to be like not sympathetic to his death or whatever, but apparently this guy had he had a case like beating women and shit like that.
Well, he beat,
along with a
apparently it
bunch of
was
other
that he
rappers,
beat
so
up
it's like,
his
the
pregnant
fuck is
girlfriend.
going? Yeah, dude, he almost beat her to death with the child, right? So come on, man. I don't condone none of that shit either.
See,
So
but-
it's like,
see, but this
hey,
is-
man, R.I.P. to that guy. But I mean, fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Here's my problem with that, man.
Sorry,
When
I'm
somebody
sorry.
when somebody's life is taken, anybody's life is taken, you know,
Like that,
do we-
in that style?
do we
Murder.
put out our fucking demons like that? Like, let's say, you know, a friend of ours passed away. You know, if somebody put out and like, well, that guy used to fucking kill people, or that guy used to rob people.
Everybody got our stuff.
Everybody got demons, man. Everybody has demons, and when somebody passes like that, that's just me. I think it's disrespectful, at least for the moment. That guy passed away. The guy had family.
Yeah.
You know, at least for
That's
the
true.
moment, I feel it's disrespectful. The guy passed away. He had a family. If
I think
if,
what's
if
more
he slapped up his
disrespectful,
girlfriend
though,
or slapped up his
Is
wife,
people recording him though? You seen that?
yeah, I seen that.
I think that was more bogus than other than like them bringing up his past and.
I
beating
think
up his
recording.
girlfriend.
I think recording
Man, he
the
was
somebody
slumped,
dead
dude.
is bogus. Period.
Yeah, and I mean, they're saying I'm not sure if he was dead. I'm not a fucking medic or whatever. So I mean, unless you were there, you wouldn't know. Unless you were a doctor, I'm assuming. So you're talking about you're just gonna record this guy because you saw him slump? Like, man, call the cops.
Flat out wrong, man. Why
I
are you
don't
sitting
know.
there watching that, man? Call 911.
I wouldn't record
That should
nobody
be the
just
first
dead,
thing.
though. You know,
That should be the first thing that
I
should
wouldn't
be
take a
done.
picture, but I think it's just out of respect. You know,
Yeah.
that's a moral thing. Maybe that's
Yeah.
a fucking ethic.
You know
thing.
that's
I'm not sure.
that's a new thing right now. You know, something goes wrong,
Yeah.
people start recording. People start recording right off the bat
I
because
seen that picture.
they want to
you know,
boost up their
someone's
Instagram
drowning,
shit,
they
their
just take a
Snapchat
picture.
shit.
Yeah, it's fucked
Nah,
up,
man. The
dude.
first thing you should do is call the cops, dude. Call the cops. You know how many situations I've been in
No,
where
we don't call the cops. We just call for help. Call for help. We just say
Exactly.
that.
like for one thing, speaking of situations like this, a couple years ago, in front of my house, OLG had a parade, not a parade, but a festival that goes on every year. And long story short, there was an incident where these two guys were fighting, and I witnessed the guy get stabbed.
Damn.
I witnessed the guy
Got
get stabbed in.
folded up.
I witnessed the guy get stabbed right in the neck, bro.
Shit.
I was so I was so in shock. I was like, oh fuck. Never once did I think about pulling out my phone to record. The first thing I thought was like,
Who
yo,
thinks of that, right?
yeah, you don't think about it at the moment in time. Everybody always talks about like, I'm gonna record it. If this
Nah.
nah, man. If something is really going down, dude, and you see it go down,
You get out the way.
you're either out the way or you're not thinking about recording. You're like, fuck, bro.
Right.
Like, is that guy okay or what can I do to help? Especially that's how I thought. I mean, obviously I didn't think about helping at the moment. My man had a knife to stab this guy in the neck.
No,
You're gonna stab
yeah.
somebody in the neck. You're
You're
like,
not gonna pull out like, yo, this guy's all
yeah,
stabbed
no,
up. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
blood all over the floor.
No, you're
which
right.
there
though. That's
was.
like a new generation shit though. Like that's still these kids out there right now. You know, and I'm not saying like we're not young because, I'm fucking young. I'm
It's
26, but-
well, they like to call it a millennial thing, and one of the things that I hate is being called a millennial. I don't know about you.
I'm a '90s baby.
I'm a '90s baby.
Yeah.
I'm a '90s baby
We
too.
can say it. Why is it '90s baby though, right? But fuck it, '90s baby.
Okay,
That's
I
what it
feel
is.
I feel like there's a cutoff to '90s baby.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're born like 95, 95 is cutting it. I want to say 94. If you're
94.
born 94 and up, You ain't a '90s baby, bro. You out of here.
Yeah.
You didn't grow up
By
with
the
the good
time you were
shit.
growing up, the cell phone.
You didn't grow up
was
with
a
the
little bit
good
more
shit.
developed. I remember getting these.
The hottest phone. That was the new hottest phone at the time.
Razor, dog.
So let's switch topics here, bro. Let's go over some sports, bro. The World Cup.
Mexico.
Last week, Mexico,
Yeah,
baby.
man.
Was
good.
I watched that game last week. I believe it was Saturday. I went to see The Incredibles and Solo. I'll get into Solo later.
You watched Solo and
Yeah. It was a drive-in. Remember I told you? Yeah.
There's two movies,
You see two movies.
Yeah, shout out to that shit.
Yeah, for listeners around the area, there's two theaters in the area. There is the 49er, and there's Cascade Drive-In. Cascade Drive-In is in Chicago, and the 49er is in Valparaiso, Indiana. We go to Valparaiso, Indiana for the 49er all the time.
What is that, like 40 minutes?
It's about 40 minutes. Yeah, it's about 40 minutes, and they give you two movies. For two movies, it's $10 a pop, and your kid from 5 to 11, I believe, is $5, and anybody 4 and under is free. So we seen The Incredibles, and
so like Mexicans, my kid's gonna be 4 till he's like 7.
I remember when I was a kid. It's like one of the stories I got as a kid is I remember going to like a restaurant. I don't remember where it was, and my dad was sitting there telling me, he was like, yeah, he's 4. And I'm sitting there going like, hey man, I'm 7. I'm 7. My dad's yelling like, shut the fuck up, you're 4.
Yeah. Me and my brothers used to look like twins, so all the time they're like, no, they're the same age.
They're the same age.
Oh man, we got dressed the same too, so that didn't fucking help.
You guys look like the male version of
where
like the Shining twins.
He looks like Edgar used to look like little Slumdog Millionaire. My brother's a G. My brother's G, no lie, but
shout out to your brother, bro. I love that guy. You're my nigga, bro.
My big bro.
Oh my.
Yo, he's just darker though. You know what I'm saying? He's just darker, bro. That's what it is.
You know, not dissing him out there, but for a long time, his well, not for a long time, still is. When he calls me, his picture is a guy with a turban.
Nah, because
of his beard.
Yeah, that big old.
I love you, Edgar. I love you, Edgar. All right, you're my guy.
You're my guy.
You know that your picture's that. I told you that for a long time now. Anyways, getting back to the soccer game last Sunday.
Fucking Mexico 1-0, baby.
Anyways, I went off topic for a while, but after I went to the movies, I got back really late, dude. Like fucking late as fuck. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning when I got home. You know, after the drive home, and woke up. First thing I do is turn on the television. I totally forgot that the World Cup was on. And I see, boom, is Mexico versus Germany, the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. So I turned that on and tuned into the game first thing in the morning, national anthems for both countries. And I went bananas when, I can't remember his name, I'm not a big soccer follower, but every 4 years, I do watch the World Cup, and I do.
You gotta watch it when it comes on, bro.
The World Cup?
Yeah,
absolutely. Do I watch it all the time? Hell no. I think
every 4 years.
The World Cup,
even though it was crooked as shit, I don't even know how they still got it. I mean, you gotta follow the players. It's the love for the game.
Well,
you know, it's
if we
one
have
of the
love
most loved fucking games in all
in the world. In the world.
The world. So they're not gonna stop the FIFA Cup.
Never.
The World Cup. You know what I'm saying? But
it's the best because it's for the country.
Yo, they're paying money people to, you know, like, yo, host it in my country, in your country. Everybody gets a fucking part.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro, if Russia rigs the whole thing and they just threaten every country and just tell them like, hey, you guys gotta lose. You gotta lose to our country.
Watch this movie, this documentary Icarus. How they rigged the whole Olympics for so many years. That guy comes out. The guy that rigged the Olympics, the actual guy that rigged the Olympics for the Russians, comes out. He was the doctor for that team. It was over 100 players, 100 teammates in the Olympics that pretty much. He said 99% of them were doped up, man, to the gills.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he comes out and says how they did it. You know, I mean, all right. So check this out. The lab. I mean, just to give you a short picture of how this fucking shit went down in Russia. The lab that studies the players' urine, all the Olympics urine, right?
Yeah.
The lab is right next to a ex-KGB facility. So, I mean, it's their CIA. So, fuck you. They were walking that shit right across over there, and that was literally the story. They walked that stuff right across, came right back, like, yo, here's your clean piss, sir. Ping, pal.
Fuck all that, alright?
Russians, man.
Fuck all that. The only thing I was excited about was that goal against Germany. Again, my boy Memo Ochoa, the wall... the wall,
you know, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you shall not pass. You know, all this talking about there's gonna be a wall in Mexico. Memo Ochoa is the wall.
Is the fucking wall.
He's the fucking wall. There ain't no goals getting past this guy. This dude blocked a couple shots, bro, and I believe it was like 20 to 25 minutes well into the first half. My man from Mexico scores a goal. I went bananas. I went crazy. Got up, started screaming. You know, Beck is making breakfast. She's like, "Shut the fuck up! You don't even watch soccer." I'm like, "Yo, this is my ancestral home. I'm rooting for these niggas. Alright, man, this is my goddamn home. Alright, this is where my grandpappy's from." So, anyways, I'm gonna move on to the NBA draft real quick. The Phoenix Suns have drafted DeAndre Ayton. The Sacramento Kings, where players go to die, drafted Marvin Bagley, the second. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. The Atlanta Hawks have drafted Luka Doncic. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong.
Fuck that guy.
And the Memphis Grizzlies drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. The Dallas Mavericks have drafted Trae Young. Now the Dallas Mavericks and the Atlanta Hawks have switched picks. So there you go. They got those guys. And finally, what pissed me the fuck off as soon as I got here. I'm still pissed off. The Dallas Mavericks have drafted Mo Bamba, the guy I wanted for the Bulls.
Bamba.
I said
that's a dope ass name.
That's
though,
a badass
Mo
name.
Bamba.
Dude, earlier on Facebook today, I said if the Bulls don't draft Mo Bamba, I'm punning a baby.
We're not condoning that shit, guys. I don't fuck with that. But my guy is just.
I promised the Bulls organization.
He's nuts about this shit.
I promised the Bulls organization, yo, draft Mo Bamba, make it happen, do whatever it takes, or I'm punting a baby. Guy, dude, the Orlando Magic have drafted Mo Bamba. It looks like first thing in the morning before I go to work, I'm finding a baby and punting it into the next existence.
What a savage.
Finally,
you know what? Find like a fucking.
I'm joking. All right, guys, I'm not gonna do that. It just sounds funny and it's just expressing my anger. I get emotionally involved in sports all the time. Finally, I don't give a shit about the rest of the picks because I really do care about the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls have drafted Wendell Carter Jr., a center from Duke, a big man, which I think they needed. I feel like they needed a wing or a center, and they definitely did that. They drafted a center. Obviously, the center these days is an obsolete part, which is why Dwight Howard got traded earlier this week. Those slow big men ain't good no more. You gotta let those guys go. He got traded for Timothy Mozgov, another fucking bum. Look, they just basically traded bum for bums. That kind of center, I think, is done to me in the NBA. And I feel like this guy is going to be a faster piece. With that being said, that ends the sports broadcast and you know,
We're gonna end this
and
live.
that end this Instagram video, and
Tune in.
Tune in. If you guys caught us on Instagram, check us out.
Yeah, check that
Ace,
video out.
bro, is there anything you want to add to the podcast before we leave? There's you know.
Nah, man, we're all good. We're gonna wrap this motherfucker up, man. Tune in next week. We're gonna have always updates on all this shit and just shooting the shit, man. We're getting a little bit crazier, a little bit fucking zanier, or whatever the fuck you call that, man.
Just a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit.
So, man, all right, we're gonna wrap this up. Tune in, man. Next week, we're out.
All right, guys. Peace.